Good morning, and Happy New Year. Thank you all for joining us this morning. My name is Muraro Nematayeni, and we'll be having our goal setting session this morning. But before we continue, I would just like to introduce myself, and then I'm going to hand over to you to also introduce yourselves. So I'm Muraro. I'm based in Toyando in Limpopo. By profession, I'm a certified financial planner. I teach financial literacy through EmpowerX Advisory Services. I'm a commissioner in the Commission for Gender Equality, and I also run a book club, which is called Empowered Women Book Club. And I'm so excited for the year 2025, and I cannot wait, to explore what this year brings in for us. So with our team, we closed on the 20th of December 2024, and we had a moment of reflecting and also just looking at the year that was, because sometimes we never take the time to say what happened and what are we looking forward in the following year. So I'm just gonna go to um, the one pager that we had done to have those reflections. And it was just a few questions that we put together. And one of them, or the first one, was to ask, what was your biggest accomplishment in the year? And as we go through this session, think about 2024 and also look forward to the year ahead. We ask questions about challenges that we face and how we overcome them, because in that we'll also be able to learn how to deal with challenges in the future, and also linked it to connections and relationships that had impact or the most impact for us in the year, and obviously the lessons that we learned. So those are some of the things that you can use if you haven't taken the time to reflect on the past year. And now we are on 2025. So the question was, what is that one goal that you would want to achieve in 2025? And when you have that goal written down, what are the resources that you need to achieve it? What support would you need? And also the connections and the partnerships, the relationships that you would need to build this year. And also the theme for your year. It can be one word or anything that you would want to define this year as. Because for me, on my last year, if someone asked me how 2024 was, it was a year of galavans. I thought I'm going to have a quiet year when I started, and then things just started happening, and I decided to let go and just flow with it. So thank you all, and welcome to the session today. The presentation that I prepared is going to be very short, but I want us to connect, because the main purpose of this is for us to be able to connect. So I'm going to hand over to you guys to introduce yourselves. So Mama Khadi, I see you on the floor. You can start there. And yeah, over to you.
Good morning, colleagues. And my name is Mama Khadi Khonodi, Miss K. I'm a Toastmaster. I'm the director of Sapidori Travel Experience. I'm a professional nurse by profession, but I now work for a union for nurses, so I'm a unionist. What else? Yeah, I said I'm a Toastmaster already. Yeah. Then I am a member of Empowered Women's Book Club in Gauteng. That is where I reside. And I'm also a director and an owner of Padikolo events, where we organize events. And I'm a motivational speaker and an MC. Thank you very much, Malalo. Over to you.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Detailed. We know if you want to travel, we know if you want to learn about Toastmasters. Um, I even learned a new word, a unionist. Oh my goodness. Okay. Who else would like to introduce themselves? Maybe we can take two more people. So if anyone is ready to introduce themselves, you're most welcome to unmute and do the intro.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name
Morning.
is Tandega. My name is Tandega Smelane. I live in Joburg. I am pursuing a career in financial services, and I'm very grateful for this Zoom meeting, this goal setting session. And my goal is to get my bachelor's degree this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tandega, for that introduction and also sharing your goal. You also mentioned that you are grateful, and this is something that we tend to leave behind in the year. I was dusting in the house, reorganizing my books, putting my journals aside, and then I found a gratitude journal, and I was just like, oh my word. Sometimes when the year starts, we even have all these things set out, but along the way, we just fall off. So thank you for bringing that up because gratitude is one of the things that allows us to continue with our goals. Can we take the one last person and then we continue?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiani Maluleke. I'm a pharmacist and I run my own 2 retail pharmacies in Limpopo in a village called Sasalamani. I'm also the chairperson and founder of Mtembo Healing Foundation, where we empower women and youth. We provide lay counseling and do charity. My goal is to finish my thesis for my PhD in the next month or 2. I need to graduate this year. And thank you for this session. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that introduction and all the best. I love how you were like in the next month or 2, because that is what makes the goal achievable when we have a timeline in terms of when we want to achieve it. So with those introductions said, I just want to say once again, welcome, and thank you all for joining us on today's session. And as we continue, I want to start by a quote or something that stuck with me when we read the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Shoe Dog is a book by the founder of Nike, and he shares about his journey and also the challenges that he faced. And he would call his idea a big, crazy idea. And he says, let everyone call your crazy let everyone call your idea crazy. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't even think about stopping until you get there. And don't give much thought to where there is. Whatever comes, just don't stop. So as we explore this session, we're going to look at dreaming big, setting goals, and also taking actions, because these 3 things are what will allow us to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves. And I want to start with the middle one around setting goals before I come to dreaming big and then taking action. And this is so that we are all in the same level. And it will also allow us to dream big, have those crazy ideas, things that seem impossible, but put together an action plan in terms of how you're going to get them. As I indicated in the introductions, I also run a book club. And 2 years back, we read the book Goals. I did the audio version. This is the book, Goals by Brian Tracy. And what I loved about this book was when he mentioned that get a spiral notebook, write down your goals every single day. And you don't have to look at what you wrote the previous day, but you need to write those goals every single day so that you're able to keep focused. So this would be my first book for the year. I'd also be interested to hear what your first book is for the year. So I'm going to put on the chat just a question to say, what is your first book for this year? I know some people have never read a book that have joined us here, which is also okay. It could be, what is your first book to read? And if you need ideas in terms of what books to read, we can have those conversations after this session, and then would be happy to recommend a few books that you can look at or that you can read in the year. But back to our presentation, which I intend to keep very brief so that we can have more conversations before the end of the session. So why do we set goals? So goals are what gives us structure and direction to our dreams, and they make everything manageable and achievable. And there is a framework, which is a SMART goals framework, which it needs to be specific. So you define exactly what you want, and then it needs to be measurable, identify how you measure success, achievable, ensure it's realistic, relevant, align it with your big dream, and time-bound, set a deadline. So Tiani, when she was doing an introduction, she talks about finishing the thesis. So that is exactly what she wants to do. And then we'll measure success by graduating this year. And then is it realistic? She also did put a deadline to say in the next month or two, and then does it align with the big dream? So there must be a big dream in place that everything fits to, because if we don't have that big dream, we won't be able to focus. We had a session with our family on the 1st, where we came together, spent time together as a family, we played some games. And for me, the word that came to me during that session when we were closing and having a prayer was focus. And I think if we are able to focus on this one big dream, then it makes it easier, because if someone is having this dream about being a chartered accountant, there will be a short course on nursing. You're not going to take it because your dream is around the accounting side of things, not nursing. And if yours is on nursing, you're going to ensure that you continue and have professional development that will allow you to be a well-rounded person in the nursing space. And then maybe one day you will end up as a unionist like Mama Khadi. So those are some of the things that we need to make sure that we are able to put down as we set our goals. So it's important that we break down those goals into monthly targets. There's different areas where one can say they want to set goals. And today, I just want us to focus on only 6 different areas. You can expand on this, or you can look at different areas that you would want to define for yourself. But the first one that I want to look at is career or professional development. You need to be able to set a goal for yourself in that particular area. For example, this could mean completing a professional certification in your field of study, let's say by June 2025, to enhance your career and your expertise. on my side, there was one course that I did for those. I had someone saying they want to operate in the financial services industry. There's a course that I did. It was a 3-month course in financial coaching, which was such a beautiful journey to understand the whole process and how financial planning links to coaching and how you can have those conversations with a client to be able to assist them to get from where they are to where they need to be. It was on financial coaching, but the skills that I learned there, I'm able to apply to different areas of my life. So those could be one of the things that you look forward to, or you go and explore to say, with what I'm doing, what can I learn that will assist me to be an expert in my field? Or you could say, I want to apply and secure a managerial position in my organization in the next 12 months, or you can apply to a different organization for that managerial position. So this allows you to say, what do I do this month in January to be able to get to that managerial position? There's a few steps that one can follow that at the end, you would be better suited. I also part of an organization called the Black Management Forum, and then they speak about developing managerial leadership. And one of the things that they did a while back was around developing talent and having their own people, where you go through developmental courses, where you are being positioned to say, when an opportunity arises, we've got a person that we've trained, we've got a person that is suitable for this. So even when they're commenting to say, hey, we are advancing for Black people to be in leadership, they knew that we've got a pool of talent. So it's upon yourself to be that pool of talent, because if a post comes up, when you still have NQF and don't, and then the post needs a higher NQF level, then it just means that this is a gap that you could decide to fill and say, okay, as my goal, I would like to achieve this so that in the longer term, I'm able to raise my hand and be part of this engagements or this part of career development in future. The second one is financial goal. This one gets so exciting in the beginning of each year, more especially in the aspect of stokvels. People set goals to say, I want to save 6,000 Rand by December 2025. So it means I will need to put aside 500 Rand every month into an investment. But come December, we look at each other and then we're like, where's that 6,000? And because we're not focused or disciplined, we don't have anything to show. But the stokvels that people join where by force, by fire, every month you're putting aside that 500 or any amount that you decide for yourself. And then you know that by end of the year, you are able to have at least something to show. We've got a stokvel that has been running for the past 5 years. And this year when we started, last year when we started, the target was to say, let's try get to 1 million. And I'm sure by the time when we wrap up everything, we'll be at 1.5 million, because people are putting money aside. People have noted their goals. So the goals are the ones that pull them towards the discipline that they need. The second one could be paying off a debt. Some people still have debts, and then it's the only way to get rid of debt is to pay it off. I know they're going to tell you that if you don't hear from them after 3 years, all that story. I think it also speaks to our own ethics, because once you take the money, you've got a contract where you need to pay it off. So ignoring those communications and then coming later on to say, I didn't know, they didn't tell me. Everyone knows their debt. And some people know because they haven't written them down. So it's important that we have a clear goal. If you've got 10,000 that you need to pay off, you can allocate a time frame to say, it might take me longer than 12 months. Maybe I need 18 months or 24 months to pay it off. And then this is the amount that I'm going to put aside every single month towards this debt so that I pay it off. And this also allows us to be more disciplined, because some people would even borrow other people money. Abanye bayadiza as well. So someone writes, no, I gave her 500 rand, but you ask them, don't you have debt that you need to pay, instead of just spending your money on people or buying bottles for your friend? And it's because we don't have those goals written down. So for me, how I paid off my credit card, I looked at the statement. I always love telling this story because we used to love going to have drinks when I was still working in Polokwane with the girls after work. And I looked at my statement and I'm like, what am I doing? There's so much interest in this thing. So I decided, okay, I'm going to stop going out. Every time I get an invitation, I'm like, wow, how much was I going to spend? 200, 300. Okay, let me take that amount and put it in the credit card repayment, because money is always there. We just decide where we want to spend it. So those could be some of the financial goals that you put for yourself. And then there's health and fitness. When I was asked what I want this year, I just said a flat tummy. Don't laugh. But this is one of the things that if I just put it out there, it could be just a dream to say, okay, I want to have a flat tummy in 2025, but what do I need to do to get that? It could be a matter of saying, I want to lose a couple of kgs in the next 6 months. And then that would mean that I would need to exercise, could be 5 days a week, and also have a balanced diet plan. That would be a smart goal, because I want to lose 10 kg in 6 months, and then I'll be exercising 5 days a week. I'll follow a balanced diet plan, and this is achievable. It's not like I'm saying I want to lose 50 kg in 6 months, but if it happens, I'd be more than grateful. But if I put something realistic to say 10 kg, it's something that is doable, it's still healthy. So that could be one of the goals. I know people that run marathons, and surprisingly, 2 of my mentees in one of the programs last year, they ran these things, and then they were like, yo, nah, it's a sign, we're gonna take you with me. And I'm like, no. I will stand there, I'll give you the water, I will cheer for you, I'll be your cheerleader. But if those are their goals, if they want to run marathons, they know that they will need to train every week or every day, and then increase their and don't the sports people would know, because they say you need to prepare for this amount of time to be fit to be able to run like a 42 kilometers. And I'm like, nah, 42 kilometers, that's my lifetime or the whole year type of walking in kilometers. But surprisingly, I did 11 kilometers last week when I was traveling. Yeah, somebody said, let's take a walk, and then I agreed. So anything is possible. That's what I want to bring up. And then the fourth area is on personal development. I asked, what is the first book that you want to read this year? And you could put down to say, I want to read 12 books by the end of the year. That is 1 book a month. And then you can say that you want to learn a language. There's Duolingo, where you can learn a language there. I was learning Swahili there last year, and then at some point I fell off the wagon. But there's a lot of caravans that I want to do where I would want to impress a few people with my Swahili. So it's one of those things that I would need to note down so that I can be able to have those conversations. And then there are things that you can use to be able to have those conversations. Like I mentioned, Duolingo, it's one of the apps that can help you learn languages. You can even learn Zulu, French, Dutch, any other language. They've got lots and lots of languages that one can learn there. And I did ask earlier about your book for the year. There's different responses that we got. There's a book by Phumelele Ndumo, which is From Debt to Riches. That was our first book last year in the book club. So Sonto, I'll also send you a link to Empowered Woman YouTube channel. We also did a review. You would love that book. My Journey to Robben Island by Dr. Sibongiseni Dlomo. Thank you, Mama Khadi, for sharing that. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Zui, and then Quiet by Susan Cain, Bulukeng, and then Ubusa Hote says, Let's Talk Business by Dr. Mtikita. Things Fall Apart, that was one of the books that we've also read. And then Tandasle mentioned that she just finished How to Make Your Salary Work for You by Percy Singo, and planning to do Winning the Money Game by Mlamuli Mbambo. Those are some great books around money. We've read Mlamuli's book, and then we follow the work that Percy is doing online, which is quite impressive. So all the best with that. And also More Than Money It's More Than Just Money by Witness Ndaga, still local. Someone wrote The Major Pieces to Life, Puzzles by Jim Rohn, and then Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. Those are amazing reads. And our first read for 2025 is Empowered Woman is the Richest Man in Babylon, the short book with great lessons when it comes to finances. And most people hear the books that they've put down, it's books around being able to do better when it comes to their finances. And Purpose-Driven Life, I would love to join you there, Advocate Mukiwe, because we once had this, I think it was like maybe 5-6 years back, a group that was reading The Purpose-Driven Life, and every day would have those conversations and just make sure that we're rooted and in line with our purpose. So I'm happy to have that conversation so that we keep it going and motivated with one another. And then there's also relationships where you could say, I want to spend quality times, maybe organize family dinners. The month only have 12 months, the year has 12 months, so 12 dinners, you're able to do that. And then you could say you want to expand your professional network, attending one industry networking event each month as an example. So that would also come in handy. You would be able to find those events and then go and attend. And if you know that you need at least one, you will be surprised. The universe always listens. You will get invitations just by putting it out there to say that you want to attend these things. And the last one is on community or contribution, because I believe that as we do these things, we must always make sure that we contribute. You could choose to volunteer with a local charity, even if it's just 5 or 6 hours in a month, as a way of giving back to the community. Or you can help nonprofit organizations by organizing fundraisers to raise funds. You'd be surprised, even if it's just 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand, or even 20,000 or 200,000, it can go a long way in terms of making sure that people get to advance the work that they do. So that's on goal setting. I spoke about career, financial, health, personal development, relationships, and community. And back to dreaming big. So as we dream big, we expand our vision and open up possibilities. The world is full of possibilities, and it will also give you that sense of motivation. And sometimes we just need to have that big dream to be able to get the confidence that you are needing in life. I will share something now. Whenever people say, Mulalo, I lack confidence, my first question would be like, when last did you go underwear shopping? Because sometimes confidence comes from within, from things that people don't see. And as a challenge, if you haven't done so, this is one of the things that you're going to buy this year. You're going to look at your wardrobe and say, what people don't see, what work do I need to do? I'm being practical now, and then make sure that that's where you start, because that's where the confidence starts. And ask yourself, if there were no limits, what would I want to achieve? When I read Lean In, the question that was asked was, what was the question? What would you do if you were not afraid? So with that question, you can just write down that big, crazy idea for yourself, because dreaming big pushes us beyond our comfort zone, and also it ignites our imagination. And I see the time, but let me finish up here in terms of taking up action. I'll just take 2 to 3 minutes. So there is power in taking actions, because with dreams and goals, they can just remain ideas if we don't take actions. And there's people that would even say, no, I procrastinate. I would like to ask you to take that word off your vocabulary. Start small, focus on one thing at a time. And as you write down that one goal that you want to achieve, or two, if you want to be ambitious under each section, then you can then break it down to say, if I say I want to read 12 books, that's one book a month. What is the book for January? What is the book for February? And then as you do that with yourself, it makes it easier for you to keep disciplined. There's apps, there's tools that you can use. There's also aspect of using an accountability partner. Like how I said with Advocate Mugiwi, the purpose-driven life, 40 days, that's something that can be doable, but sometimes you can just fall off on day 15. But if you've got people that you're walking this journey with, when you do those check-ins to say, hey, how did today go? What did you find interesting about this part of the book? It makes it easier to continue, as those people would be your accountability partner, even when you're exercising, even when you are saying, I'm going to attend this event. So it's important that you have an accountability partner, or you use your diary as your personal accountability partner. I hope everyone has bought their diary. I've got a time diary that I bought for 2025, where that would be where I keep accountable. So one trick that I use when it comes to using a diary, it's with an accountability partner, you might say at the end of the week, I want to have this conversation, I want to check in, or at the end of the month, I want to check if I've read the book. So you can page to the future on your diary, and then make those notes. Ask yourself those questions that you would expect someone to ask you, so that when we get to the 31st of January, if you say, I want to join the Stokvel, you would go there and say, did you join the Stokvel? And then if not, make means to join one, or even start one, because we said this is endless possibilities. And then in terms of action plan, you can put together a small template, and you can use your diary for those timelines. Identify your first actionable step. So that's breaking down the goals, set a timeline. If it's something that you need to do in 3 months, and then you're saying on the 15th of Jan, I should have done this. On the 15th of Feb, I should have done this. 15th of March, I should have done this. You page to your diary, and then you write those things to say, do this, do this, do this. And then you commit and execute. One thing that I like about doing this work is we get to celebrate. Most people that know me, I want to celebrate everything and anything. Birthdays, we celebrate, because all these things we need to show gratitude. And the more we show gratitude, the universe listens, and then we get blessed with more. So I just want to say, dream big. Set goals, take action, and then the steps will then help you create that circle that you need for growth and achievement. And I want to encourage you to take 5 minutes after this session just to write down the big dream that you want to achieve. Can be one SMART goal, and then the first step that you're going to take in order to achieve this. And I would like to end with a quote that says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Thank you very much for joining us on this session. And I advocate is saying 40 days it is. I just want to open up for a few people that would like to share something around the session or for the year ahead. But those that are happy to leave, you're most welcome. And then we will have these conversations further going forward. But just a small announcement. We're planning to have the sessions on a weekly basis every Friday. On Fridays on Facebook group, we share our small win. And then I would want us to then come and connect here. I know there's people that meet every single day. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not. It keeps you focused. But for us, I would love for us to meet every Friday morning and just have the conversations, just share how it's going. And for entrepreneurs that would like to share about their businesses, just to have that slot as we start in the beginning. I'm glad we've got 2-3 people that managed to introduce themselves and also shared this morning. So if anyone wants to share something or wants to do that now as we come to an end, you're most welcome to unmute and then let's have the conversation.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me, Mara?
Yes, good morning, Rosanne.
My name is Rozani. Uh, as I was listening to the introductions, right, for the past week, if not 3 weeks, I've been struggling with whether I should complete my thesis or not. Like I was looking at it, I was like, no, guys, I can just write a letter and email these people and go, sorry for wasting your time. I have found it difficult to make time to sit down and complete it. But as soon as I heard my future doc saying that she's going to finish her thesis in like 1 or 2 months, I was like, I scratch the letter. Let me see if I can, do the same. I can use the same time frame. At least if I decide that I'm leaving and letting go of the study, I could just submit what I have done and go, hey, this is how far I've gone, and I feel defeated. At least there will be like some sort of attempt, like last kick of a dying horse. So thank you so much for sharing that. It has altered my goal extremely, but in a very positive way. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudzani, for sharing. I also got touched when she shared about that because now I've got my dissertation that has been sitting for almost 3 years now. September 2021, when I got into a car accident. Yeah, when you have your near-death experience and then you're just thinking, what's more important in life right now? Do I really need this MBA? But when she was sharing, I was just like, I've already done all the courses. I've already done the work. I just need to make a few changes because I had put COVID things as well. And then my supervisor was like, okay, now that we're continuing, let's take off those things. Let's submit. So I'm also motivated to do that last push, submit it, and then ngizozwa. So thank you very much, Diani, for sharing. And as you share your goals, you'll be surprised how many people get to see things differently. Katlego?
Hi. Yes, I wanted to say, so last year I started this degree, it's an honors degree, which I was supposed to finish last year, but I couldn't qualify for one module because I was going through divorce and other things, but I passed the first semester. The second semester I passed other modules, but there's this one module that now I have to come back this year, second semester. But remember, I completed my PhD in 2017. So I was standing at that crossroad, was like, do I continue or do I just dish it up? Dish it off, and I'm like, so. But then I've been having meetings with myself during the December to say, you must just push and just finish this. Because sometimes it may not make sense why you are in that department, in that new department, why you're doing this. And so I've been trying to motivate myself to say, you know what, Kataho, you gotta finish what you started. Yes, it didn't go as planned, because my plan was to do that honors in 2024, finish graduating May, but things didn't go well. That so I have to, first semester I passed it. Second semester I have to go back for that module. I'll only graduate for that honors in 2026. So and I'm like, yo. So yeah, as you guys are talking about your goals in terms of your thesis, and because with me coming back, I mean, when I completed my PhD, I wrote my thesis in 6 weeks, I think, completed in 2017. Everything went well. So, you know, then I realized as you grow older and with kids and responsibilities and the divorce and everything else that come, you know, in life, and I realized that things are not as easy as when I completed PhD when I was only like 31. And I was like, wow. So yeah, thank you for the encouragement this morning for the lady who shared that she wants to complete her thesis. So actually, I'm actually motivated more to complete my honors degree. Yes, some people didn't, some people see it weird. Like, how do you do honors degree when you have a PhD? But yeah, it will make sense one day. Thanks.
Yeah, well, it will make sense one day. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I see someone saying that they gave up on their CIMA last case study exam. Life was a mess. Life is always a mess, guys. Sometimes we just need to find the beauty in this mess and also see things differently. So thank you. I think with everyone that's here, ICIS Colwyn, it's just a matter of us deciding what are we going to study. And like I said, with career, it's important that you put it down and then set it as a realistic goal. I'm just gonna take a call from my mom. So if someone can just come in and share.
All right. Okay, I know Moraro is in a call. My name is Tiani once again. And I'm just humbled by the, by the impact that the sharing has brought to this group. You know, when the meeting started, because yesterday when I saw the invite, I was like, 7 a.m. Like, it's a shock, 7 a.m. Because, I haven't closed at work. Like, I work in retail, so I've been working throughout. I'm so tired. Like, I'm only going to rest now. Like, I think in a couple of days, that's when I'm going to take my break. So, in the morning when I took the course, I was actually in the bus. I'm preparing for work. I'm now, about to drive to work. Fortunately, I just stay 5 minutes away from work. But I would like to suggest something. Through Moraro, of course. When I did my master's degree, I did it when I registered, I was 8 months pregnant. And I went through a divorce during my master's degree. And now that I've done my PhD, or I'm almost done, when I did my master's degree, I had a study group, sort of. So we used to encourage one another. We'd wake up at 4 and study for 2 hours, and then 6. Like, you will read anything, you will do your research, you will do your whatever it is, like, and would have like a way of signing in or checking in. Have your mug of coffee, cup of coffee, cappuccino, or whatever it is, and at least, but then you must put in some work daily, at least an hour daily. So it helped me to push. Honestly, it helped me to push. So with my PhD, I struggled to get someone or to get people. We do have a group now. It's more like an accountability group, if I can say that. But we were supposed to check each other daily. So this one is sort of quiet. People are not really, checking in. So if people are interested, maybe we could do something like that, to sort of encourage one another. It's not easy studying alone. And I mean, with my PhD, I've moved to the village. So it's really, only this one. So it's really difficult. You don't have other like-minded people. So if you have like-minded people, distance is not a barrier. We could actually do this. Check up on each other. Like, daily, what have you done? Do something. With research, you have to do a lot of reading, literature reading. So I think that one would actually help us. So if it's okay with everyone, maybe we could do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. For those that would like to learn languages, I put the Duolingo as the app that one can use to be able to connect. And when it comes to accountability partners, most people that I hear know about our advertising groups that we do. So this year we've decided to be practical, more especially around that accountability aspect. So on the Let's Connect, we're going to have monthly groups. So there's a January group for people that have paid for advertising. We're going to be using that same group because yesterday we had engagements around sharing, introducing ourselves, and then we're going to keep in touch on a ongoing daily basis, look at our goals, share, and then make sure that we follow through on what we have said. But I like that idea, Tiani. So I'm happy that if one is interested in setting up accountability partner groups, maybe if you want to run it, then I can just share your details with the recording, and then those that are here in the session can just contact you, and then we have that set up. When I said if you want to run it, it's because there's a lot of great ideas that come up. And if we've got someone that's passionate about championing it, it makes it easier for us to benefit from being part of that platform. Because if I'm the one to start it and people are quiet, most people that have been with me on this journey, they know I could wake up one day when it's almost that time of the month and I'm like, what's the use of this group? And then I'll remove everyone and then I'll delete the group. So I don't want my mood and don't to be the hindering thing on this thing. But if someone is running it, have started the group and I'm not even admin, then it helps me to stay disciplined. And if people are quiet, it doesn't bother me as much as if it's my group. Yeah, I have my moments as well. So thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else that would love to share? I think we can finish maybe around 5 to 8.
Morning, everyone. I was trying to raise a hand, but I can't see the button on my phone. Morning, ladies.
Good morning, advocates.
Yeah, I just want to share no, I'm not going to share my goals. Let me just comment on this. I wanted to share my goals, but with me, the problem that I've had for quite a long time in setting goals was I'll set goals, achievable goals sometimes, but few months down the line, I'll be all over. I think it's this thing of when work start overwhelming you and all those kind of things. So here I am in this group, and we are talking about accountability partner. I think it helps people like me who sometimes find themselves swimming in those kind of a responsibility that one end up even forgetting or dumping all those goals, all those beautiful goals that you have written down maybe on the 1st of January each and every year. So I'm just motivated, and from what I'm hearing, I believe I also support what has been suggested to say, why not have a group of accountability partners so that we can keep each other or one another in check and all those kind of things. It helps. We all know that the professional world, it's not that favorable sometimes, especially to women. We have a lot to do. So I'm feeling motivated today, and I believe I have a bunch of books that I believe I'm going to finish before the end of this year. I've done it before, I didn't achieve it, but I believe if I follow this road, I'm going to win this year, 2025. So I just want to thank you for this platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate. Our unionist has written that we need diaries and journals. It doesn't assist to that you record all those goals and the journey. It does assist that you record all those goals and the journeys on the journal, while diaries is for time frames. Thank you very much for sharing that. Definitely, we need diaries and journals and planners as well. I'll switch on the thingy to show Spiral notebook. I made sure that I went and bought those notebooks because it makes it easier to just write my goals and also just to keep track in terms of what I'm doing and what's happening. But I just want to show you this planner. Some saw when I posted it on socials, but I saw this from one of my colleagues and I was like, yo, this is so beautiful. It's an 18-month planner. These are available. I bought mine on Takealot. They're also available on Kuhn Books, those that are fortunate enough to stay in cities where there's Kuhn Books. I saw one in Polokwane, Mall of the North. It was like 400 Rand. And I was just like, yo, I am not spending 400 Rand. And then I saw it on Takealot. I bought mine for 275. I saw they also have it as special for 300 Rand, but it's beautifully outlined. You can plan your things. It can also remind you when the month starts in terms of the things that you want to do as priorities for the month and what you're grateful for. So this also helps in terms of keeping records, what you're doing on each day. Maybe you need to write your reports for the month. And I also bought diaries. There's diaries and time diaries. Those in Polokwane, there's a shop called Infinity in Savannah Mall. I'm not paid to advertise for them, but they've got beautiful diaries. Where there was a cinema once in Savannah Mall, people know the Spey entrance, so just get in and then to your left. I love that shop because you can just buy the things that you need at very affordable prices. And then there's also Takealot where, yeah, you can shop anything that you like. Anyone else that would like to close off? Said if we can finish maybe at 5:02, and I do apologize for taking longer than 30 minutes. Yeah, but we needed to hear from one another.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Mulalo, and morning, ladies and gents. My name is Mpolo Gang. I don't want to share my goals, but I just want to thank you, Mulalo, for setting up this session. You spoke about a few things that resonate with me. You spoke about focus. I think that's one thing that we need to do more so that we can stick to the goals that we have set up for the year. And you also spoke about a flat tummy as one of your goals. And I think that's one thing that is part of my goals for this year. And even my family thought I'm crazy over festive because I was busy with the walks and the jogging just to make sure that I stay committed to the goal for 2025. So thank you for setting up this one. And Tiani, if you set up that group for accountability for studies, I'm more than happy to assist with the admin stuff. So I will avail myself of that. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we are on festives. It felt like one of those things where you're like, you hang up, no, you hang up, type of things where you're like, do we close, do we continue? Diani has shared her numbers there on the chat, which we'll also share on the WhatsApp group. And then we can also join in and be part of that accountability engagement that she is or she'll be setting up. And thank you, Mpulokeng, for also raising your hand to say that you'll assist with the admin. One thing that I must mention is you must know your weaknesses, eh? So for me, when I said I'll wake up one day and then I will delete and remove everyone, that's one of my weakness. And people that know me, they know. So in order to work on that, I just say, if you want to do something, you've got an idea, let's have you champion it, let's support you. You don't even have to call it anything related to any work that I do. But I would also encourage you to just take charge, like how Mama Khadi wrote, reach your dreams. So thank you all for joining us on this session. And then I'm with you, Mpulokeng. Flat Tamid is, even though someone decided to bake delicious scones for me, I saw she's here, Muralo Kone. She was like, hey, scones. And I was just like, yo, I'm coming. So it's one of those things that even as we go for the flat tummy, let's not deprive ourselves of the sweet things in life. Every now and then, appreciate and also just celebrate everything that comes along. I know there's people that are very strict. Flat tummy, we're celebrating a birthday, we give you a piece of cake, you're not gonna eat it. I'm like, guys, when we are celebrating, this is building our family in Tonto. You are laughing, Mama Khat. There's people like that, but no, I want a flat tummy. It's just a small piece of cake. Don't deprive yourself of the little things in life. So on my side, like I said, we're gonna meet monthly, weekly on Fridays. I will share the setup of this in terms of what we are going to be doing. We'd definitely want someone to come and share something, and then we'll also be able to introduce ourselves and then be able to also just check in terms of how things are going. And as we introduce ourselves, I love it for us to also share where we are based, because that helps when the galavants happen. You just know that if I'm here, there's this person that I can connect with, and then it will help us create that support structure that we need for our everyday lives. So everyone, thank you all for joining in. I wish you all the best for the year, and then let's read those books. Let's join book clubs if we need to. You can never be in more than too many book clubs. I know there's people that are on 3 or 4 book clubs, because you get ideas in terms of what to read and what other people are reading. So we're going to ask that question on Empowered Women Book Club on Monday, because now we're doing the introductions until Sunday. And then Monday, the question will be, what is your first book for 2025? Some people will be on the second book already, but no pressure. But thank you all for joining us, and I wish you all the best and for a successful year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mlalo, for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.